Combat Divas. Stomp your left, right, left. Combat Divas. Hey.
Yo! Welcome back to the Combat Divas podcast. This your girl T.G.
And your girl Tanisha B.
Hey, and we appreciate you tuning back in, coming back in, hanging out with the kids. I was in a freestyle mood right now.
Yeah. Back
this week, Tanisha B. I don't know about you this week, but I have to talk about my frustrations just a little bit. I got a, as the audience knows, I have a 3-year-old at the house, right? And she was like the baddest child ever, like I feel like this past week. On this past Sunday. I took her to a birthday party, and now my disclaimer, the birthday party was very diverse, right? So it wasn't just a bunch of black kids. It was like a lot of white kids and a couple Asians and Hispanics there. Nice diverse crowd, but my kid was like, well, you know, it wasn't a couple black kids. She was the only black kid, and everybody else there was a different color.
Okay.
And maybe that helped me feel some type of way when she acted the fool. So we took her to the birthday party, and she acted a plum fool. Like she couldn't play what she wanted to play, so she fell out. She was like, I don't wanna, and like it was a temper tantrum. Like she rolled left, rolled right on the floor, and it's like the first time she ever acted out that bad. And I had no idea what to do. So like I was frustrated and mad, and I was stop, don't get up, don't do stop, you know. So like I had no real outlet, and she was just out of control. So it's just like, how does a little creature that's, you know, a little cute and, you know,
she is just so cute.
She okay. I mean, she lost her cuteness this past week. Like,
she's still cute.
She went from maybe a 9, now she's a 4. I don't know. But she was just out of control. So, I mean, and I had to call some other mommies or whatever, and, I mean, they all was like, hey, just chill. You know, I don't like my kids either sometimes. Because when I called, the first thing I said was, I don't really like my kid right now.
And it's okay.
I remember calling you, and you was like, it's okay.
It's okay. It happens. Like, my son, I have a 10-year-old boy, and sometimes he just frustrates me to no end, and I get irritated, and I'm like, oh my God, you're so irritating. I try not to say that to him, because he'd be like, what's irritating? I'd be like, you. So
what's the definition? You.
You. If there was a definition for irritating, you would be right there in the dictionary, right next to it.
Oh my God.
And sometimes people try to make you feel bad for saying like sometimes you don't like your kid, or saying your kid is irritating.
Right.
I said it in front of my mom, and she was like, "Oh, don't say that. That's not nice. The kid is irritating you." I'm like, but I'm not saying it in front of him all the time. I'm like, but he is irritating. He's irritating the shit out of me, and I'm like, it's okay to say he's irritating you. I'm like, look, it's okay. My son get on my nerves, and she was like, well, that's just all about being a parent. I was like, yeah, I get that, but sometimes you want to just be like, fuck that. He get on my nerves.
Right.
And I'm like, you can't, and I tell my mom that, I'm like, you can't say that we didn't get on your nerves. I'm like, I have an older brother. She had 2 of us, and it was just her by herself. And I'm like, you can't say that we didn't get on your nerves. Absolutely. Like, you got irritated, you got frustrated. You wasn't all smiles and all rainbow all that damn time around us. Right. You'd be like, get out of my face. Go to bed. Go do something. Go to your room. I'm like, that's you being frustrated with us and not wanting to deal with us. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you can say your kid get on your nerves. It's another human being. We all human.
Right.
So sometimes they just dance all over your damn nerves, and you be like, sit down somewhere.
They know how, more than anybody else, how to dance on your last nerve.
Oh my God.
And I just didn't understand. I mean, I found it so hard to believe. But then at the same time, I had to think about, you know, of course, I wasn't a great child, so I'm sure I got on my parents' nerves, my grandparents' nerves a lot. And on top of that, I tried not to be the same type of mom that, you know, we saw growing up. Because, you know, our mom didn't hear us out, or our side of the story or whatever. It was just like, shut up, go to bed. Like, it was like, but shut up. You know, so like we got that harsh love all the time, which, you know, shaped us to who we are. So we credit that to, well, you know, I got yelled at, I got a whooping, so I turned out okay. But it's like, did I really, you know, can I really communicate effectively without yelling and screaming? It helped me to think about that and how I shaped these ideals dealing with my kids. So like I used to always say, I still say, I don't want to raise my child how my child was raised.
Yes, I was.
Or how I
the
was
same
raised.
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to listen to my child. I wanted to understand that my child was also a human being and hear their side of the story and try to figure out what's wrong with them instead of yelling all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself in a position where I didn't want to hear their side of the story. Like, I became that old parent again. Like, shut up! Get up off the floor! Stop slobbing! You know, so like it was that was me the last Sunday.
I think that was like when we do that, like we'd be like, okay, I don't want to be that parent. I don't want to be that parent. I want to be that parent. And then when we get a chance to be that parent, it's like we suddenly understand how we were as children. Like in that moment, you'd be like, boom, like I get it now.
Right.
I get it. You didn't get it then. You like, ugh, I'll never yell at my kid like that. Ugh, I'll never just not hear them out when they trying to explain, and I would just let my kid explain. And then when it comes down to you being a parent and your kid trying to explain, you like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You know what you did. You saw what you did. You know what you was doing. I don't want to hear it. Go to bed. And they stay trying to explain. Shut up.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear nothing else. Close your mouth. Close your mouth. Say something else.
Say something else.
Say something else. I'm hit you in the face. And my mom's like, why are you so violent? I'm like, oh, so you telling him I'm gonna punch you in the throat. Like, oh, okay, so that's suddenly less violent. I'm like, I ain't gonna really punch him in the face.
Just trying to invoke fear.
I'm like, I'm just trying to, just a little bit of fear. Yeah. But he don't even care no more. You're like, I'm hit you in the face. You want me to hit you in the face? No. I'm like, I'm not really gonna hit you in the face. I don't want nobody to call the people on me because, you know, people like to be in other people's business.
On record, you don't hit your child in the face.
I don't, look, I do not, I say again, I do not hit my child in the face.
I'm just, the other week I did. I wanted her to go outside and find a switch, and like that's how I felt at that time. Yeah, they're the worst then because they don't really understand English altogether. So, like me trying to explain how the sequence of events is gonna go, like she don't care, she don't get it. So I'm like, hey, if you act right, then you know we can do it this way next time. She's already out of control. She's having a meltdown, losing the shit, and so like it's hard for me to say, hey, calm down, kiddo, like. And I always said I didn't want to be that parent, and I found myself being that parent, and I was like, like I was annoyed at myself even, but even then I had to check myself, like, why am I so annoyed at my kid right now? Mm-hmm. Have I taken care of my own basic needs? Am I sleepy? Am I hungry? Like, you got to do your own self-check. The same check I would do on my kid, I did to myself. You know what? I haven't really slept well in the last couple of days. Like, I've maybe got an average of 2 hours of sleep every night for the past 5 days. Mm-hmm. I could be a little on edge. Did I eat today? Nope. I didn't eat anything. I'm living off a bag of Reese's Pieces. So, like, it was just, you know, a bunch of things that added to my annoyance and aggravation. Yeah. She still got on my nerves. But I probably could have handled it better and stayed calm with her temper tantrum and, you know, figured out a calmer way to deal with it and not been embarrassed. Because other people were looking too. So now I feel like the bad mom, you know, or I'm embarrassed. Like, I can't control my kid. My kid is having a meltdown. And I think that sometimes, like, we react because we're worried about what other people will say, what other people would think. Like, we try to overthink what we do, like, even out in public. Like, when you're in the stores or at your local grocery store and your kid is acting out, and it's kind of like you don't really check your kid in that moment because sometimes you're worried about what people are going to say. Yeah. And I try to get out of that mode because I'm like, no, I need to check him now because he's not going home with everybody else. He's going home with me. Yeah. And he's going to have to continue to go out in public with me. Mm-hmm. So I need to check him now and check his behavior. Not in the sense of like, no, I got to whop him across the face or nothing like that or shake him in a store, but just let him know in the moment what he's doing because my kid is a little different. My child, he has autism. So I can't check him later. Yeah. I can't say, hey, you remember what you did in the store? No. He's going to be like, trains. Like, he's not going to remember what he did in the store. So if he's in the store and he's, you know, grabbing stuff, touching stuff and knocking shit down, I'm like, I have to check him in that moment. Hey, stop. That's not okay. Pick it up. Don't do that. Put your hands in your pockets. Don't touch anything in this store. It's crazy. I can't say, hey, so let me kick your ass because remember when we was in the store 45 minutes ago? He's just gonna be looking at me like, no. And because he's autistic, you have to have a different set of patience too. Like there's a different set of mom patience that comes with, you know, a child with special needs.
I need everybody else's patience too. Like I need my patience. I need my patience. Other people's patience. I need to grab a cachet of everybody's patience because he's like 10. Sometimes he can feel like about 10 kids in one, and it's a struggle. Sometimes I get frustrated, and then I have to check in with myself to be like, am I doing everything? And am I doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing to help with his development? And sometimes it gets frustrating because sometimes I do not know, even with like just most parents, sometimes I do not feel like I know what I'm doing. Am I helping him? Am I hindering him? Am I being attentive enough? Am I taking his disability into consideration when I'm a little bit hard on him? Or, you know, am I being too hard, or am I not being hard enough? Am I explaining it? Is he not getting it? Like it's a lot. And sometimes I'm like, I get emotional about it because I'm like, they tell you that they only give those people to, you know, give children like him to like special type of people. And I'm like, what's so special about me sometimes? I'm like, but I mean, he's developing well. He is. You know, he's extremely smart but shit. He gets on my nerves.
Yeah, yeah. He is extremely smart too.
You have to explain stuff over and over and over and over again. Like everything is very repetitive, and I think that's kind of like spills over to like the quote unquote average kid too. But his is just a different set of trying to explain things, and it gets hard.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's intense to be able to care for anybody with special needs, but especially like that's your child. So it's all on you to make sure that, you know, this kid develop well, this kid has, you know, is well rounded and is the best he can be at his state. Yeah. And so that's an even bigger level of taking care of business because my 3-year-old like that I know of, I don't know, you know, is not special needs, but I mean she's intense and she's like me. That's the reason why we don't get along. We too much alike. She's very dramatic, loud. I mean, just boisterous. I wish she would have took out to her father, but she didn't. She's not as calm as he is. It's
not yet. She's 3.
Not yet. I hope she develops some calmness. But right now, she turned up. Like, yeah, everything is like ready. Like adventure time. I just want to play and act a fool, and it drives me up a damn wall sometimes. Because sometimes I need time. I need peace. Right? Yeah. So, and sometimes I can't get it because even though, you know, she loves daddy, but mommy is everything right now at this stage. So, it's mommy for everything. Like, she can walk past her daddy and, mommy, I'm hungry. She can walk past her daddy and say, and I will reroute her a lot of times, like, there's daddy. Like, tell daddy to give you something to eat. Or, mommy, I got to use the potty. Tell daddy. But, you know, it's just a different type of I don't know, caring, because such a human being, you love them so much. Like, when my daughter was born, I didn't even understand that I could love another human being that was so small, and this whole human being is like my responsibility. And I didn't know her, right? And it was just, even when I first heard her heartbeat, that's when I made the connection that I'm about to be a mother. Like, before that ultrasound, I don't think I made the connection mentally that this is a human being growing inside of me, and when that human being comes forth, it is my responsibility. Like, the miracle of childbirth, like, even after she was born, she was all ugly, and she had like little white shit on her face, and her eyes wasn't correct, and her head was moving kind of crazy all the time because she couldn't figure it out. And they put her on my chest. And automatically she knew like how to, you know, feed off me. Like, she knew that I was supposed to nurture her. And it's just automatic how, like, your brain responds that somebody needs you and depends on you, and you produce milk. Like, I just found that amazing. And I was like, oh my God, like, this shit is real. This shit is real. Like, it was just like a little, it looked weird as it was going on because her head couldn't figure it out. So, like, you know, she was looking for it, couldn't find it. And then she's like, oh, I smell it. And finally she found it, and she tried to eat from it, and it didn't work first 9 times, but finally we figured that shit out. So it was amazing. So I loved her so much, and then at the same time, it's like you put all this stock in a person, then they disappoint you. Like, you little son of a snot. That's how I felt at the time, you know.
But it's funny because it's like you have all that adoration for like this little human that you never met before, and like you feel that immediate connection, and then you fast forward to a moment where they just embarrass the shit out of you. You just be like, oh, I can't stand you. So it's like, how do I go from just like an abundance of love and I'm just overflowing, oozing with love, and I was like, oh, I just don't like you right now. How do I just get out of my face? Please just leave my sight. Leave my sight. I can't even look at you right now.
It's crazy.
I can't look at you.
And I used to be one of those judgy people. I'm so glad karma or the universe like brought it back to me, because I was one of those judgy people that would see kids have a meltdown in the store and be like, oh my goodness, bad
parenting.
Are they teaching this kid anything? Look at the manners. And black kids don't behave this way. This is terrible. And like I was judgy. Yeah. I can admit that I was judgy until I had my own little creep. And I was like, oh man. And so sometimes people give me that same judgy look, and I was like, I was you. Yeah. I know that look. I know. Then there's the other mom that's like, it was my kid an hour ago. Like, like they know what you're going through, so they just kind of give you that pat on the back, like, hang in there.
But I'm still kind of sort of that judgy parent, because like I'll measure my kid off other people's kids, and I'll be like, I mean, my kid, he be bad sometimes, but he ain't that bad. And then you got the parents that will curse their kid out in the store. Now, those, I still judge those, and I just be want to just hit those people, like, in their mouth. Yeah. Because you got those people that are, like, yell at their kid, and it'd be like a young girl. Mm-hmm. Just beautiful young girl, and they'll just be like, oh, get your ass over here, little bitch. You'd be like, damn. Wow.
Yeah, that's too intense.
Damn, like, did you really have to, like, look, I will fuck your ass up in this store. Get your ass up. Like, just, and then they'll just dare somebody to be like, to look and say something to them. I'm like, look, I ain't finna be up in here trying to fight nobody mom up in the store. It's not, like, it's not my business, but you just wish that, like, I just really wish that you would speak more life into your kids. Speak more nice, like, just practice niceness.
Right.
You know, speak more, uplifting words to your kid. Like, I know they being a tyrant in the store, but, like, you can use your words better than literally cussing your kid out like they some stranger on the street.
Right. And so, it depends on what stage in the game you are at mentally. Like, if it's a younger mom, maybe, you know, the dad is in and out, or maybe, you know, their feelings haven't always developed. They're not in control of their emotions yet, so it's hard for them to control another little person's emotions when they're still developing their own.
That's
so
true.
There's several things that play a role in, especially young moms who are trying to figure out their own lives, and now they got to figure out a kid's life. It's a lot of responsibility, and it depends on if another person is present in that kid's life. So it's all on this young girl. And she might just be losing her shit. Like, she might just be in a place where she's also losing her shit. And kids feel that too. So that's the thing about getting, like, anxious when your kid is having a meltdown. Because they see you get anxious
multiply.
Too. Yeah. And so and I did not realize this worked, but it does. The calmer you are when your kid is having a meltdown, the quicker they get out of that meltdown.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because you don't think that's true, because it's like you feel like you got to do something.
Yeah, because if you match them,
yeah.
Oh, they it's
turn
gonna
up.
multiply.
Ooh, they turn up.
If you get at that level, you trying to meet their level, and then they just go a level above you.
They turn up,
and that just makes it all more of a mess. Cause like Brendan, he'll act out, and I'll just be looking at him like, "Are you done?
You finished?
You done?
Yeah.
Get up.
Yeah.
Get off the floor, right now.
Yeah.
And he'll just look. I'm sorry, Mom.
Right.
I'm sorry.
See, that's the cute. That's
like, no.
Oh, don't you hate that?
No, like, get away from me. I'd be like, don't, like, no.
You can't hug me right now.
Don't hug me, because I feel like I'm rewarding you, or I'm making you think that what you just did is okay. Like, no, don't hug me, don't touch me.
They know it's not. My kid do it too, and she just learned how to talk good. So like, it's real squeaky, and it sounds like Minnie Mouse, and it's kind of cute. So then I still have to keep that straight face, like, okay, you can have a big hug and a kiss. Don't do the duck lips like that. I'm gonna kiss you, but you know, unpouch your lips like that. You know, so like,
she just turned up.
It's just too much. Mommy, are you okay? Like, no, you just had a meltdown. I'm not okay. I am not okay, but I can't tell her that.
But you have
Mommy's
to.
okay, but you have to behave. I got to give
So
her the
now
pep
you
talk.
got to do the one to be taking the breathing exercise. Like, all right,
Yeah.
count down from 10
I have to.
backwards. Let me
'Cause
just.
In turn, now I'm throwing a tantrum because my kid just threw a tantrum, right?
Yeah.
So the same thing that I just tried to do for my kid to calm her down, now she's doing it to me
Trying
because
to
she
calm
sees
you
I'm
down.
upset. Yeah. So now she's like, "Mommy, are you okay? Like, what's wrong?" Big hug. Only how she just knows how to console you is a big hug, right? Because her grandma taught her that shit. So she just like big hug, kiss, kiss, and she do like this little French kiss, and it's cute. But like when you mad, you don't want to see cute. Like,
No.
don't be cute. But that's why God made babies cute, so you wouldn't want to hurt them all the time.
Man, I wish that was it's so much bad stuff going on in the world. I wish that worked for every single
Yeah.
cute baby. I really did. Like, just because so many people just do just the meanest things to children. And
Yeah, but
they
these
just
kids don't
understand.
mean to, and they didn't ask to be here. You gotta think about that
Yeah.
too. Like you did that.
Yeah.
This is your child now. This is your responsibility, and they're not bad forever. They're not their age forever. They don't go through these things forever. But moms are hard on themselves.
Yeah.
We do, take on a lot of, stress when it comes to parenting.
Yes.
And it could be, and I'm sure it's society that, dictates this to us, to makes us think that, we have to either be, super mom all the time and have our shit together, and, kids are packed up and ready to go on time and everything, but like that's just not reality. My kid is never packed up and ready to go. Sometimes her hair ain't combed. She might have candy stuck in it. I don't know. Like, it's a lot going on in the mornings when I'm trying to get her ready, and she just might not have all her shit together and not be the spruced up kid in school, but
Hey,
she's
but
gonna
she
be
does.
there.
But she made
She's
it.
healthy. She ate
made
that
it there.
morning. She's fed, and so I just think we got, as moms, it's hard for us to do it. But we have to give ourselves a break. Like,
Yeah.
I had one of our fans emailed us and thanked us for the last episode to say that she is hard on herself all the time. She's working constantly. Like, she gets off work and she gets home and she's working more. And she said, her husband's always telling her, like, relax, don't be so hard on yourself. Be easy on yourself. But we take on a lot of that role trying to make sure everything is just right and perfect, and the family's perfect and the kids are perfect. But the reality is there's no perfect world.
No.
There's no perfect parenting tip. There's
no
perfect
handbook.
guide
Oh my God, I wish we had handbooks.
to parenting. I mean, the way you parent gonna be different than the way I parent.
Right.
But as long as these kids are healthy and in a good environment and we're bringing them up properly, they will go through these things. Because hell, I'm 30-something years old and I'm still going through these things. I throw a temper tantrum. I'm not in a good mood every day.
Yeah, we learn new things. We learn new things every day. Even
Yeah.
as we get, to our adulthood, we still constantly learning. And
Exactly.
still learning new things about our children. And
Yeah.
I think that is super important to try not to live up to that super mom or super parent ideals.
Exactly.
Take the time to take care of yourself. Like you were saying earlier, like I gotta check in with myself. Like, did I eat today?
Right.
Did I do this today? Did I just really check in on yourself? And sometimes you have to take a break, and then it's okay to take a break and be kid free and really kind of like take that extra work with yourself.
Yeah.
Whether it's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes, if you lucky enough to even get a whole
day.
24 hours to
Yeah.
yourself.
Take it.
Take it. And if people want to step in to just kind of like give you a break, people you trust, crazy people in the world, but still, like, just your family, like if somebody, like your friend, a really close friend, to be like, girl, look, hey, let me get her for like, a couple hours, you go ahead
Right.
and take you a nap or get you a nice hot bath and just, relax, watch your favorite TV show and just chill and not having to worry about your kid.
Yeah.
Take those moments.
Right.
Like, really take those moments to get that separation and recharge.
Right.
Because sometimes we be working on 1% battery life or
Right.
something. Like, just running on, or like run on E. Like you running on fumes, and you can't give the correct energy into your kid
When your energy is
when you
off.
just deplete it. So you really have to check in with yourself and hey, just know that your kid's gonna get on your goddamn nerves.
But it's gonna be okay.
But it's okay.
It's okay. And just not to be so, I can't stress enough how we project kind of how we grew up too onto our kids.
Yeah.
So I like overdid it with my kids because I felt like I had to give them everything I didn't have, right? So it's like, well, my kid's gonna always have it. So I want to make sure that she's, okay, she's taking swim classes and she's in gymnastics. I want to make sure that my kid do everything she got to do, and I'm ripping and running, right? Just ripping and running, trying to be the best mom possible.
You adding to your load.
Yeah, you just add A to your load. B, your kids don't really they care, but not so much. So it's just it's us a lot of times as moms overcompensating for what we lacked growing up.
Yes.
And we're quick to say, okay, when it's my turn, I'm not going to do my child like that. Or I'm going to make sure I impart all this, and my kid's going to be active and do different things and stuff like that. And your kid might not. How many moms do I know that force their kids to take music lessons and that kid have no interest in music whatsoever? Why are you making this little girl play the violin? She hates it. She hates the violin.
But you want them to love it. You want them to love it because it's like, don't you see all that I'm doing for you? Don't you see that I'm paying for these classes? Don't you see that I'm bringing you here? And they just be like, and I don't love it.
They just as happy just getting muddy on the playground. Like, I mean, that's what they want to do. They want to get dirty and jump in puddles. Like, and I remember I told my kid not too long ago, you can't jump in puddles. And she walked past a puddle and she told herself, I can't jump in puddles. And I felt so bad for her. Like, you know what? You can jump in puddles. It's fine. Because I don't want to restrict her that much. Like, she should be able. She's a kid. Jump in puddles. Get dirty. Like, enjoy yourself. That's what you're supposed to do as a kid. She has plenty of time to gain the stresses of the world. But while they have that innocence, I do want her to continue that. She get on my nerves sometimes. I got it. But I want her to be able to keep that innocence as long as possible.
It's funny that you said puddles. Because, like, I tell my son, like, nah, don't jump in a puddle. But I tell him not to when he has on, like, regular shoes or something. But like if he get a chance, like we out and he has his rain boots on, I'd be like, there go a puddle.
Yeah,
you can walk in it.
Let him jump in puddles. That's gonna be the topic of this. Let your kids jump in puddles.
Nah. Nah. Because it's gonna be them little brand new cloth white shoes or something. They're like, mommy said it's okay. Jump in the puddles. Now your shoes ruined. Now you mad. Exactly. Now you frustrated all over again. Like, God damn it. See, I told you not to jump in these. See.
So I give all moms out there permission to love on yourself, take care of yourself, check in with yourself, make sure you're taken care of, and know all the time that your kid is if you're doing the best you can as a mom, I guarantee you're doing the best you can as a mom. There's no leaf you're leaving unturned. Don't be so hard on ourselves. No. Like, we are doing a good, like, most of the moms I know are killing it as moms. Like, killing it as moms. They hard on themselves still, and I hear people complain about their parenting, but, hey, you killing it. Have a glass of wine and chill.
Relax.
Just relax. Your kid cool. Let them go in there and play Fortnite or something. They straight.
And I just want to say, like, it's okay to say you don't like your kid. Now, you ain't got to say I don't like you to your face. You ain't got to say the kid's face like, hey, I do not like you. Right. But it's okay for your kid to not to be your favorite person today.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. I'm like, oh, today I just realized my kid just really like just got on me, just really got to me, and I don't like my kid today. He's not my favorite person. And it's okay. Don't feel ashamed to say that because we all human. We all human. As long as you, like you said, check in with yourself and just make sure you good and have and recharged yourself and have enough energy to make sure you're giving enough energy to your kid and not always play into their emotions when they're having their little tantrums.
Right, their meltdowns. Yeah.
Try to keep that straight face. Try to be calm, relax.
Yeah. I mean, don't pop LSD, but like just chill.
Whoa.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Oh. No LSD, no gummies. It's all love.
Oh.
In the words of Kanye, it's all love.
Right.
Let us know your mommy story. When did your kid have a meltdown and your kid just lost their shit and made you feel some type of way? I would love to hear about it. You was in Walmart. I might have saw you in Walmart. If I did, holler at me like, you saw me in Walmart. You ain't helped me. Let me know what's going on. How can they reach us, Tanisha B?
Hey, Battles, you can reach us at Combat Divas Podcast on Instagram as well as YouTube. Combat Divas Pod 1 on our Twitter account. Combat Divas Podcast at gmail.com. Combat Divas Podcast on our Facebook page. We'll see you all there. Bye.
Combat Divas. Cool. Stomp your left, right, left. Combat Divas.